Okay, my friends, it is travel day. I am totally ready to go. It always feels so good to not feel rushed around. It helps that my flight doesn't leave until 8 p.m. I am so excited. Hi, sweet girl. Hello. How are you? Huh? How are you? Hi. Oh. Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, as you might have noticed, I'm sharing my Portland vlog from when I went to visit my son in Portland, and today is actually a Thursday video, so I'm also going to be sharing my thoughtful Thursday thoughts for today. And since this is the last Thursday of the month, I will be sharing my recap of how the month of April went for my no buy year. If you're new around here, yes, I am doing a no buy year this year. So stay tuned. In just a bit here, I will be sharing my thoughts. Also, this is in collaboration with my friend Sunday Dawn from The Helpful Home. She is also doing a no buy year and will be sharing her recap of how it's been going for her. And it's so apropos that we are collabing because towards the end of this video, she makes an appearance because I was able to meet her in person. So definitely stay tuned until the end to see my meetup with her and then our mutual friend Joe from the channel The Minimal Zebra. So on this day, we were skiing at Timberline, and it was such an amazing day. You can probably tell it is absolutely gorgeous this day. The ski conditions were just absolutely amazing. So wonderful day. But while you watch some of this footage while we went skiing, I will share some of my thoughtful Thursday thoughts here with you, my recap of the month of April. And I wanted to share right up front that I did continue to have success on my no buy year. Although I will mention again, this month I wonder if I made it too easy for myself. I wonder if I should have had more strict rules. So the big test this month was going thrift shopping with my son in Portland. It really was very tempting because I had extra space in my suitcase because I brought him all that artwork. And there was a skirt that I saw at one of the thrift stores that I was so tempted to try on, but I decided to just bypass it. But I did buy several things for my son while we were out shopping while I was there. I even bought some things for his cat too, because, you know, I have a grand cat now after all, and you gotta spoil those grand cats, right? But yeah, I got her a new collar and harness, and they look adorable on her. But at one point I was processing with him and I said, you know, I wonder if buying things for you is giving me the same dopamine hit I was feeling when I get to buy something for myself. I did say it in a joking way, kind of laughing about it, but there might be more truth to that than I would like to admit. Although it is okay for me to buy gifts for others within my rules, I'm still wondering about what I was processing last month, where it is still a heart issue for me. Even though I'm staying within my rules, I still have this desire to purchase stuff. I will say though, in addition to seeing that skirt at the thrift shop, I have continued to see things online that I'm interested in purchasing, but I have refrained and I have scrolled past. But I have noticed that clothes are definitely still my biggest temptation. But I really want to learn to keep the spending to a minimum, even after my no-buy year is over, because I'm still trying to figure out a way to minimize my wardrobe. And speaking of my wardrobe, I did want to share about my minimalist closet challenge that I was doing in the month of April. I honestly feel like I could have removed even more from my closet for this challenge in hindsight. My plan is to go through the items I put in my husband's office closet and see if there's anything I can declutter, and then I'm going to remove even more from my main closet for the month of May. One thing I did notice is that packing for my trip to Portland seemed so much easier than packing had been in the past. It might be in part because I have traveled quite a bit over the last couple of years, so maybe I'm just getting to be a pro at packing, but I think it also really just helped to not have as much to choose from, which, absolutely makes sense. Honestly, this month, I didn't really have any big revelations. I know the first couple of months, I was just really having epiphanies. I think I'm just continuing to see the value in spending money on experiences over stuff. Like I mentioned, I've traveled quite a bit over the last couple of years, and it just makes me appreciate those travel experiences. Not only are those lifelong memories, but I have no physical thing to manage, to take care of, and to one day have to make a decision about decluttering. For my son's birthday, we went out for a really nice steak dinner at this restaurant in Portland. It was Portland City Grill. Highly recommend it if you're ever in the Portland area. Not only was the food fantastic, but it is located on the 30th floor of a building downtown. And so it had beautiful 360 views. They had, like windows surrounding the whole restaurant. And I would much rather spend money on an experience or on food than to have something tangible. I think I'm just going to need to be really conscientious and, come up with rules moving forward beyond my no-buy year, because I definitely want to keep this mentality of not buying stuff. Well, that is all I have to share for today's Thoughtful Thursday Thoughts, but I do hope that you might stick with me and see what transpired the rest of the week, what I was up to in Portland. It was such a beautiful week. The weather was gorgeous, and we had such an amazing time. And here I'm just showing you the collar and the harness that we got for her. Luke wanted to try to take her outside and see how she did. She was definitely a little skittish out there, but I think it was fun to take her out into the courtyard to get some fresh air. On this day, we were doing some thrift shopping. We went to several thrift stores and I didn't film in all of them. I filmed quite a bit in this memory den because it was very big and this was kind of funny. Just, I guess once a week they put some random item out and showcase it, and it was this gnome. But anyway, I just took some footage of inside of this thrift store. It was huge. It was kind of like a antique mall type style where it had a bunch of booths. So it was really fun to walk through and check everything out. And y'all, I don't know what it was about this room, but I was completely obsessed with this room. I love those chairs in the corner, the stools. Oh my gosh, they were so beautiful. Even these chairs, these orange chairs. Oh my goodness, this room, I don't know what it was. It just made me so happy. I did want to remember the name of this store. I didn't film inside of it. It was just all closed, but I wanted to remember it. And this was the find for the day. We got him this little lamp. He wanted a lamp for in his kitchen when he's working in there. And I just love how this space looks now. I mentioned this in my last video, but my son is working the night shift right now. He is an engineer, but they need someone there 24/7. And so he works 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. He did have several days off while I was there because he works shift work, so like 12-hour shifts. So on this particular week, he had a 4-day weekend, and then he also took his birthday off, making it 5 days that he had off. But he had to readjust his sleep schedule. So because of that, I did have some free time to myself, and I decided to make sure I was keeping up with my workouts. And on this day, I headed to his gym. It definitely didn't have as much, obviously, as my gym, but I was able to make it work. I was able to get some weightlifting done, which was really nice. After I did some weightlifting, I wanted to walk around the city. I really enjoy that he lives kind of downtown area. It's not exactly downtown. It's in the northwest side of downtown Portland, but it is such a beautiful place to walk, and it's kind of hard to get lost because it's called the Alphabet District. So all the streets are alphabetical, and then of course the cross streets are numerical. So I can always find my way back to his apartment. Later on this day, after my son was awake and ready to go, we went to this park in East Portland. I'd never been here. It's the Palbut Nature Park, and it was so gorgeous. It had such beautiful views. There were paved paths throughout this area. It would be such a great place to go on a run. And once again, it was just like a gorgeous day. I think it was like 70 degrees and sunny. So it was such a beautiful day and such a nice time.
We keep keeping on. We're the dreamers. We push through the darkness with all that we've got. We keep keeping on. But on my mind.
That night we ate at this place called Pizza Thief, and it had the best gluten-free crust. It was so good. This was the Portland Art Museum, and it was on his birthday. We decided to go, and I didn't take any footage inside the art museum. I don't know, I felt kind of weird about it. I felt like maybe I shouldn't be taking video footage, but I did take lots of pictures because there were so many neat art pieces. I loved that they had this fashion display because I love fashion, but I just took some pictures of some random art pieces that I really appreciated. And actually, I don't even share with you all of the pictures that I took because I went a little bit crazy, but I really enjoyed this day. This was a fun day. And I really loved this picture that I took of my son admiring this piece of art. For his birthday, I had to decorate his apartment, of course, and I got him some cupcakes at this local cupcake shop called Saint Cupcakery, I think is what it was called. But I got him just a couple of cupcakes and stuck some candles in it. And then I went to this vegan and gluten-free cupcake shop because Saint Cupcakes didn't have a gluten-free option, and it was actually quite delicious, also in the same area as the other cupcake shop. As I mentioned earlier, for dinner for his birthday, we went to Portland City Grill. It was a wonderful time, great food, great company, obviously, chatting with my son, and also great views. So it was such a lovely time. Once again, I didn't really film in there, but we did take some pictures that night. And the next morning, y'all, I got to meet up with my sweet friends, Sunday Dawn and Joe, two of my YouTube besties. This is round 2 because you might remember last May, the 3 of us got together and we were just talking and talking and talking. As you can see here, I sped it up, but we just had such a wonderful time. And here in a minute, you'll see a clip of us being goofy. We're singing a Wilson Phillips song, and it's because it's kind of an inside joke. We've been discussing that we should, on our channels, do a sing-along where we were all talking about how sometimes we have our headphones in and we're singing and filming at the same time, and it's embarrassing and we have to cut the sound. And we were talking about how maybe we should leave the sound in, and then the 3 of us had this idea that we should practice that, and we decided we were basically like Wilson Phillips. So that is the down low on that.
Oh my gosh, it's okay.
But do I need to push it back together?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, everybody.
Look who I'm with again. It's a reunion.
Someday somebody's gonna make you want to turn around and say goodbye.
Till then, baby.
hold you down and make you cry. Don't you know?
We don't even know the words.
But do we not look like Wilson Phillips?
We're Wilson Phillips.
We actually are. Yeah. Oh my god. Thanks for coming, ladies.
Yes, I had to share that I got to see my some of my
sisters.
YouTube besties, Sunday Dawn and Joe from the Minimal Zebra, Sunday Dawn from the Helpful Home. So just wanted to commemorate this moment.
I was gonna have a drink, but it's yours.
Oh no! I guess you go.
Bye. Bye.
Okay friends, this video is wrapping up, but please don't forget to check out my description box to find Sunday Dawn's video if you want to hear how her no-buy year has been going. And as always, I really appreciate you watching my videos all the way until the end, and I will see you next time. Bye.